and welcome back to Derail Valley. So I don't think there's anything I need to go over right off the top, so we'll just get right into it today. When we left off, we had just dropped off a second job here at Oil Well Central, and I believe we looked at the jobs that were available here, and there weren't any that we could do, considering that we're at an oil well. Pretty much all the hauling jobs require the hazmat license, which we have yet to acquire. So what I think we're going to do, since we've got a locomotive right here, we're already pointed to the west, we're just going to head over to City Southwest and see what they have for us available there. They should have at least something to do, because they're more generalized with goods, so we should be able to find a nice little freight hauling job that doesn't require any special licenses. At the very least, we should be able to do some shunting or pick up a logistical haul job to carry some empties back somewhere. So let's get to it. And we still have plenty of fuel, so we're just going to head over that way. At the end of the last stream, right after I hopped off, I was reminded to pay my fees, and while that is always a good thing to keep in mind, I do actually prefer to, at this point in the game, run up my fees as high as possible. Basically, wait until I'm completely out of fuel, or something happens and I need to pay for damage, because then you get the best value for your copay. Although, since we did get a couple more licenses recently, that copay is climbing, so it may make sense to go ahead and get the manual service license here pretty soon so that we can refuel and repair the locomotive at the refueling stations, which costs half of what it would cost if you pay through the career manager. So I just hopped out here to check that I was uncoupled from the cars we dropped off, and I am. So here we go. Pop that into forward, make sure the brakes are off. And let's go ahead and get set up here with our map and the switch remote. And here we go. Is not an ideal situation. We're basically running up fees here and not making any money, having to drive somewhere else without being able to pick up a job. But we made on our last job, I recall, about $24,000, so we're doing all right here. Not super pressing that we maximize our profits yet. And since it's just us, or just the locomotive, we can get going at a pretty good clip here. Have to watch out for that kind of thing, but look how quickly we can slow down with just the locomotive and the independent brake. No trouble at all. And we do want to make sure that we are heading right on this junction, and it looks like we're good to go. Just check our speed as we come around the corner, and it wants us going 30 off to the right. should be one more junction that we're going to have to worry about as we get a little closer to the city. Another 50, and we want to be going to the right again, and it looks like we are set up that way. And this time we can keep going 50, but I am going to stop outside of the city here, just for the reason that the city southwest layout is a little bit strange. So depending on what jobs are available, it's going to determine what way we're going to want to pull in to the yard. Now we're just going to stop us at the end of the bridge here. So you can see we can either go left or right or straight. Which way we go is most likely going to depend on what we have available. So let's just leave her there, hop out, and I don't remember off the top of my head where the office is, so let's pull up the schematics. And we are in City Southwest, CSW. There we go. So we're here. Station office. If we just follow these tracks, it should be on the left. There it is. And so you can see here, actually, if we keep going straight, City Southwest actually ends at the passenger depot. So that'll be pretty interesting once passenger trains are introduced, because when you come in here, you can only go to an ended line. So that'll make deciding if you want to pull in and back in or pull in and then back out, I think depending on which way you're trying to go. Obviously, I haven't spent a lot of time at this particular station yet. Let's go see what jobs are available. A fair few. Remember, we do have the license for all 3 job types now, so as long as we have the licenses required for those specific jobs, we can look. Yep, so we can definitely do this shunting job. We have the long one, we can do this one as well. This one has only 1 drop-off. It's an unload job. Here's another shunting, 3 drop-offs. That's some pretty intense shunting. And only 1 freight haul job. We can do long one. We're underweight. Oh, because we're taking empty containers up to the food factory. That might be one to consider. That'd be some pretty good scenery. That would be nice if we could find something going to the machine factory, because I am interested at this point in picking up the remote for the shunter, so that we can we don't have to be in the cab the whole time. I think I've shown pretty much everything that can be done just from inside the cab, so we can show off the remote, which makes the shunting jobs and the logistical haul jobs much more fun, honestly, because you can stand wherever and control your train like it's a big train set. This goes to the goods factory. I don't think we want to go all the way there. That doesn't even pay all that much. So it looks like we could take 2 back to Oil Well Central, And you can see here how that's a really short trip. But these both pay pretty well. However, I don't think I want to do that. I think we either want to take this freight job to the food factory or do a shunting load job. We can learn this yard a little bit. Yeah, these are drop-offs. So how about this one? It doesn't pay all that much, but it would generate a new freight haul job after that, and if we're lucky, it would also go to the food factory, and we could do that. So yeah, let's take this. Now see with this one, because it's got 3 pickups, I don't really feel like going all over the yard just to find 3 different containers. So I'm going to go ahead and validate it so we can get the info, and I'm just not going to worry too much about the time bonus on this one. So here we go. Let's see what we have. So C4S A1S. So that's that one right there. And A3S. Where is that? Ooh. A3S is next to here's a little gas station. Nice. Okay. I believe it's yes, over here. Ooh. And we may have to dig it out. So yep, this job might take a little while. CFF 810. Yep, we're gonna have to dig it out. $187. I'm betting it's this one right here. There it is. Yep. Nope. That's what we get. So now we need to figure the best way to do this. So I'm thinking the easiest way, this one looks like it's already a set of 3. And it looks like we're going to want to back in here, couple to this, pull it forward, back it into the maintenance siding. All right, so we need to figure out, oh, there's a roundhouse right here, so we don't have to worry too much about how we get here. In fact, let's go ahead and set this in case we need to use it since we're right here. There we go. Oops. Where am I? There we are. The hazards of blind teleporting, so. Oh, and then we also need to find C is the main transfer yard. And it's definitely going to be on 4. As I said, this is a little bit of a tough yard just because it kind of goes everywhere. Alright, so it's looking like we're going to want to pull forward and then branch off to the right here. And then left here. And then right here. But I'm actually Just thinking we should grab this one from over here first, so we can pull in, back in, pull in, back out, pull forward. Oh yeah, we're going to be making a lot of 3-point turns here. So for this first junction, we want to go left. There we go. And this is actually why I really like the shunting jobs. I know some people find them a bit obnoxious, and really if you just want to haul freight from one place to the next with little hassle, avoid the shunting jobs. Just pick up the freight jobs. You can pick up something ready to go and drive it to the destination, drop it off into a ready to go empty siding, and move on with the next. But personally, I quite enjoy the shunting. I like how they're basically little puzzles and you have to figure out what the best way, or at least in any way, is to get the cars that you need and where they need to go. And actually that's one of the things I like most about this game, is there's just right off the bat there's several different ways to play it depending on your tastes. Sometimes it doesn't like to let you pop back up after you've crouched under here. You just gotta wiggle around until it does. Alright, that should be our first pickup. A1S CFF368. There it is. Now let's go to A3S. And by picking this one up, I basically just made it more difficult if we end up needing to use the turntable, but hopefully if I do this right, we won't need to. And have yet to look where our last pickup is, but I'll do that after we dig out the one we need. And don't forget, we're also going to have to load these and then drop them off in an outbound track. And I am just using the independent brake again because these flat cars are very, very light. At least until we get a huge long train of them, the independent brake works just fine. And is much easier to deal with, and you don't have to wait as long when you disengage before you can move again. kind of set. I believe I've set the rest of them. We'll check on the way back, make sure not to go too fast. And we might even go ride the back of that car there. Good enough. Okay, there's that yard C straight back, but we want to peel off here into the shed there, which we do have already set up. Good, and then we'll be able to pull forward back into our next pickup, pull forward back into the loading, and then hopefully just pull forward and then back into the outgoing track. Okay. Let's hop back in here. A little hard. Once again, the flat cars still seem to be a little bit finicky. I think that's probably just because they're so light. They're more prone to, bouncing off the track and whatnot. But we still shouldn't need to use the full train brake yet. This keeps happening. Keep jumping up on top of it instead of inside. Yeah, no trouble at all pulling these away. Not enough. All right, that's plenty. Hop outside, use our remote. Oh, yes. Forgot what I was doing for a second. We need to back these in to the maintenance. Don't pay attention for 1 second and I get all flustered and forget what I'm doing. There we go. That'll be perfect. Far enough past that we don't hit. That should do. And the other nice thing is there's no requirement to put these ones back where they came from, which of course might make it a little bit more challenging if we were to come back and need those. I don't think the job book would update to where they actually are. But notice I didn't set the train brake. So I want to close that, leave that open, pop that off. So what we just did is we isolated the train brake down here, popped it open, and let the air run out, so the brakes are on, but they should still be off on the one that we're carrying because I closed the valve to it, and we can see it maintained full pressure. All right, let's pull forward again. Blocking. There we go. Back again. And we'll go ahead and verify that one. CFF 810. And our last pickup, C4S. Section of track seems to have quite a bit of friction. Hopefully we didn't pop something off the rails inadvertently. No, I don't think so. We'll check in a minute. And while we're switching this, we'll check. The easiest way to check to see if something has derailed is to switch to the re-rail and just point it at your cars. We're good. If you see a big blue box highlighting your car, then you'll know that it's derailed. But if you don't see anything, you're good to go. So we're looking for C4S. Let's go ahead and run up the track and see if we can find that. So 5L is the only one that branches off, so we need to go to the left. And then if this is 5, that must be 4. Unless I'm reading that wrong. No, that looks like 5. 6L. Yep. I can read, I swear. And it looks like cars might be right here. Well, since we're already this far, let's go make sure. Yep, this has to be them. It's the only two on the track, but we'll check anyway. And we can double check CFF 823 and also our job number, CSW SL66, which does not appear on this page. Oh well, we know it's right. So we're all set. Let's hop back to and so we're going to need to pull forward all the way back to this junction again to get this junction to get into the loading siding. These sounds. I could listen to this all day. Looks like a lot of the outbound sightings. Sorry about that. Huh, that's embarrassing. The one day I forget to put my phone away. No, and I don't believe I set my brake either, so this is not quite dangerous. But not in the game, so no problem. Okay. Bear with me just one moment, please. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and it looks like I had the brake set a little bit at least, so. The junction we'll need to switch. Let's see if we can see it from over here. Yes. Depth perception only works so far, even in VR. Can see depth quite nicely. You know, there's only so far that works, so sometimes it can be difficult to judge where the end of your train is the longer it gets. Like how there we overshot the junction just a little bit more than we absolutely needed to. But it's better than stopping. Are we on it? Yeah. Realizing that you're not quite far enough and then having to pull forward again. So I'm going to test this. We are barely on the loading track, but we're past the sign. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. And I do think that the entire track from the junction counts as in range for loading. But let's find out. Oh, I see the loading computer. in range to load. Yeah. So on this one, it's nice. You don't even have to pull all the way back to, where the loading cranes obviously are, as long as you're just on the track. There we go. It'll count. Oh, and the last thing we need to check is load cars, uncouple at C50, which is an occupied outbound track, which means we're going to have to be careful if we want this job, but not the one we just made. We'll have to move the cars we're dropping off out of the way. But let's get all these junctions set up, and I believe the only one we should need to change is this one. And we'll just hit that with the remote. Probably start using the train brake, but yeah, look how much longer it's taking to stop. However, oh, and I went way too far. I forgot we only needed to go past this junction. So, way too far. All right. The train brake. And I think I overcooked it just a little. Yeah, we need to head back a little bit more. Let's just get up to 5, that way we can just run it straight back into those. May need to push everything back just a little bit, it looks like, anyway. There we are. And we'll set that. We'll go ahead and set the train brake. And yeah, we are not clear of this junction, so we are going to have to couple to this so that we can push it all back. Now, if these jobs just happen to be going to the same place, that would be very nice because we're already hooked up. But we'll just have to see. vehicles. And I'm going to leave us all coupled up just in case. So let's head back to the office, which is this way. Whoa. Look at that. And we still got our time bonus. I wasn't actually expecting that, but I will take it. $6,100. And let's check out the new freight haul job that would have just spawned. And yep, no such luck. This is going to the goods factory. Unfortunately, that's a little bit... it's actually not that much further. I think the other one I was looking at was for the food factory. Which actually would be a bit further away. Except it says it'll take longer to get to the goods factory, even though that's a straight shot. Oops, right back up where we came from, past the steel mill. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do now. I mean, we could be crazy and take both. Drop off the food factory job. Keep getting out of range of my Oculus sensors. That's why it stops. Yep, like that. Okay, I'm going to put this down so I can use the pointer. We can take the food factory job because it looks like that's the one we're parked behind. Or in front of, rather. Drop off at the food factory and then continue down into the goods factory. Yeah, I like that. But I want to verify that those are the cars we're parked in front of. I think they almost have to be, but it does not hurt to check. Also, we will need gas at some point on the way there, which is unfortunate, but come on, there we are. Let's check our job number, CSW FH23, that's it. So if we take both of these jobs, we're ready to go. And these are freight haul jobs, so we should be able to just pull into an empty inbound track at the food factory. And I do believe that yard, since we would be coming from the southwest, would probably drop off either C or D, and we could just keep going straight through. Yep, I like it. That is what we're going to do. And I'm going to actually, before we do that, and this is going to be looking ahead a little bit. I was going to buy the manual service license and refuel, but I won't be allowed to buy that license until we pay the fees for this already, which I don't want to do yet. I'd really like my copay to cover that half tank of gas. So we're gonna game this a little bit, I guess. And we're going to see how far we can get to the food factory on less than half a tank of gas, which is going to be a lot of uphill. And wherever we run out of gas, I'll just leg it to the closest station and pay the fees, and then probably pick up the manual service license while we're at it. So a little bit gaming of the intended systems there, but why not? So in the meantime, let's go take these jobs since we are ready to go. Don't have to even do anything. We can just head out of town. Got it. Job overview. Pop it in. Got it. Okay, so let's pull up the food factory job. That's the goods factory one. There it is, and see where we're going. Food factory D2I, so we'll have that ready to go. And of course I will not remember that by the time we get there, but I've got the page pulled up. We'll be all set, so put us forward. Release all the brakes. Get out our map and our remote. And I was thinking of popping by the machine factory to see if we can buy the remote, but I think we are going to go the shortest route. We're going to take this bypass around the mountain to the food factory. Because I think at this point it might make more sense to go ahead and get the manual servicing license next. And I don't think I will have enough for all of that, fees plus license plus remote, until after I turn in one or both of these jobs. You can really feel the difference in weight now with these longer train, even though it is loaded with empty cargo containers. It's still a lot more weight, and you can really feel the train pulling against you, which of course means we're going to be much less fuel efficient. Looks like we're clear to head out. Don't even have to worry about any switches. And once again, that speed limit sign says we can go 120. We won't even get close to that. I mean, the speedometer on this thing maxes out at 90 anyway. I think I've been up to about 85 once, downhill. Decently long train. There we go. That's good. We can get it going. Not hearing any wheel slip. Not seeing the light on. Hey, JFK is AFK. How you doing today? I'm doing very well. Having a lot of fun. I just really like this game. What can I say? Let's see if we can go a little faster. Played for 6 hours, loving it so far. That's good to hear. I'm loving this game too. Yeah, we're all uphill here, so we are going to overheat, and yeah, look at that. Our gas is just dropping like crazy. I may end up having to run to the machine factory to pay the fees. let's go ahead and back off. And get ready to switch our junction and slow down if we have to. I see it, but it's not. Oh, yep, it's going the wrong way. There we go. We are set. 50. What is it really? Okay. Yeah, see, I don't trust that. That is a really sharp corner for all these flat cars. I'm just gonna coast around here at about 30. The shunter can pull a max of 400 tons. You can actually, it actually will work a little bit above that, depending on if you're on level ground. Like if you are shunting something and you need to move a really long heavy train, you could probably do it in the yard. You're not going to be climbing any hills with that, with the max weight though. So yeah, the shunter is 400 tons max weight. Both the steam engine and the DE6 are 1,000 tons max weight. It says 80, but I'm just looking ahead here. This is a pretty windy bit of track along this river, so I think we'll probably stick to about 50. That way, if we get one of those big speed drops all of a sudden, we should be able to catch it. And sometimes this game does look really gorgeous, though. Like that's pretty nice. Will 450 work from farm to harbor? That would be a tough one, because if you look at the map here, the farm is kind of your lowest point, and you're going to have to come up around this mountain one way or another, and it's all uphill along this section and this section. I wouldn't do it, personally. Oop, yep, there we go. Look, we got a 50 now. Sorry, I got to slow down. Yeah, there we go. That's what happens. Oh, you think? Service engine. No kidding. Man, I love this game. Well, I guess that's that. Let's see, was it just my loco, or was it everything? We might be able to salvage this. Alright, how many of my cars derailed? Oops, I lost the... There we go. Derail. Obviously that one. No, that's still on the track. And I wonder if this is off far enough that we can get by it without having to pay to clear it. I didn't even think I was speeding all that much. But here we go. How much will it cost to re-rail? 802. It's not bad. Let's do it. All right. So the question now becomes, well, actually, we'd have to pay to service that anyway. So looking at my map, man, I'm in the middle of nowhere. So should I run back to city? No. Actually, either way. our cars are going to be in front. Ouch. Don't worry about it, man. That's part of it. And I honestly don't mind. I really like, I don't know, I really like figuring this stuff out. It honestly doesn't throw me too much. But really, I mean, the obvious way to do this would be to go all the way up to the goods factory and bring a locomotive backwards all the way down here. But I think what I'm going to do is actually just run back to the city and grab that. Actually, let's hop over to the machine factory. Yeah, we actually got pretty lucky that the only car that derailed was the first one. And we'll still make plenty of money on this job if we can complete it. It's just, obviously the time bonus is out the window, but that was never my concern. And I may actually pick up the remote if it's here. We're just going to have to figure out how to work with our locomotive. Actually, if we can even, oops, I somehow got below the ground a little bit. There we go. Ooh, machine factory is big. All right, here we go. Here's a new shunter right here. I want to pop by the office real quick, or the store actually. Where is machine factory? It's orange. So of course it's oh, there's the passenger station. So the store will be around here somewhere. Oh, yeah, I guess I could fast travel to the station. It costs money, and I don't know, I guess I just got used to being able to click really fast with the teleporter. But the real answer is I just didn't think of it, honestly. But you are absolutely right. That would have been the thing to do. 40,000. Yeah, there's that remote. 25,000. Let's go ahead and get that. There we go. And now I'm just dropping stuff. Hello? There it is. This thing is super useful. We will check that out probably at our destination. But for now, we need to pick up a new shunter. And I wasn't paying attention. Was that junction a Y or was it just a branch? I think it was just a branch. And so is that. So it looks like we are going to be pushing our freight into town, which, ooh, that messes up my whole thing. Yeah, let's just see what happens. picking up the remote might actually help us a lot, because if we end up having to basically push our train backwards all the way up to the station, we can just ride the last car with the remote, as long as the battery holds out on it, which the battery is solar charged, so we should be okay. Yeah, exactly. That's you got it. We'll end up hooking up backwards, and we'll be able to just stand on top of our train and control it from the front, which will be the back. Still on the re-rail mode, and was wondering why it wasn't switching. That would be why. Main concern right now is I don't know if the locomotive that we crashed is off the tracks enough to be able to get by it. We'll try it, we'll go real slow, see if we can brush past it. If not, I think we'll have to use the clear function, and if we can't do that, then we're going to have to go the alternate route around through the machine factory. So there's multiple ways to do this. And maps over there. Alright, gonna be getting close to our cars. start slowing down here. That explains that. It looks like I missed the first 50 sign, and then when it gave me another one, it was just too late. Oh, here we go. Definitely set the train brakes here. The other issue we're going to have to consider is going to be cooling. Our radiator is facing backwards, so we're not going to get the airflow going across it. So we're probably going to have to go even slower than we thought. I want my map. I'm going to leave all that set while we get set up with the remote. So, alright, here's the remote. Turn it on and pair. So we're set. And we should be able to control everything we need to from the back here. Alright, let's see if... I don't know how this is going to go. And kind of the only thing you can't see when you're using the remote. Yeah, thanks for, yeah, exactly. We'll keep an eye on the engine temp. Thanks for that. And I don't, yeah, that's the problem. The remote does not show your engine temperature. You can see your speed and your reverser setting, but we're going to have to hop back into the engine or the locomotive cab to check our temperature. So I'm going to put our throttle up 2 notches, remove our independent brake. Okay. I think if we just roll real slow past here, we'll be all right. It's definitely hitting, but okay, I'm going to not go any faster than that. And we'll just follow along. And hope this isn't damaging the cars too much. Yeah, it's barely scraping the paint, right? A little fast there, maybe. As long as nobody derails. The answer, yes, I could re-rail the loco, but it wouldn't work, I don't think, because the damage is 100% on it. Like, the service engine light comes on, and I don't think I'd be able to use it unless I went and paid the fees, which I'm going to have to do anyway, so I might as well just grab another loco, run up the fees on this one too, and then just pay for all the damage and all the fees, you know, when we get to our destination. So that was my thought process there. When re-railing the loco, it takes the money out of your account instantly, and then we'd have to go pay to fix it anyway. So as a horn switch. Nice. Check our map. Yep, I think this'll work nicely. We're just gonna have to go slow and steady. And I know there's a turntable at the food factory, so I'm thinking we will just back all the way into the drop-off siding for these. Unless there's a Y up there, which is what I'd like to use, but it doesn't look like there is. Well, we'll figure that out once we get there. Like a steady speed, but we're going uphill, so the throttle's on. So let's go check our temperature. Oh yeah, no problem. In fact, let's give it one more. See if we can't get up to 30. That'd be a safe speed up here. Yep. Can you use 2 shunters for a 450-ton job? I believe you can, but only if you have the remote. Because right now, there's no way to, if you connect the shunters together, the controls don't hook together. So you would need the remote for the one you're not standing in, but and then you'd manually control the one you are standing in to kind of mirror the controls. But I do know that on the old version there was a mod that made it so that you could hook 2 locos together and their controls would automatically mimic each other. And I know that it's actually a planned feature that Alt Future is working on to put into the game proper, but it doesn't exist yet. Oh, you do have the remote. Great. So I haven't done this myself, but I've read other people that have. What you'll want to do is, pair your loco with or pair the remote with the trailing locomotive, and basically, control that locomotive with the remote, and use the manual controls in the forward locomotive. That should definitely work. I've definitely read of folks doing that successfully, and that should easily handle a 450-ton job. Slow and steady. It's all right. Actually, I do want to look up where I'm to D2I in the food factory. So we'll be coming in from the southwest. So right, we're going to want to back it up into D. Okay, there's several ways we can do this, so. It actually should be our through track coming from this way. Okay, that'll work. Check our our speed here. Going 37, that should be no trouble. Yeah, let's back off a little. Don't need to brake though. Can't wait for the devs to add that feature where two logos act as a single one. People are going to haul 2,000 ton in a single job. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I can't wait for that either. That's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, okay, that's good. Don't want to slow down much past 30. This is a really pretty section of the map, though. I don't think I've been this way yet. Yeah, that'll be fun when you can just natively run multiple locomotives, don't have to worry about the remote and all that. Yeah, and you'd think that since someone else already modded that feature in, that it seems like the functionality. I don't know. I'm not a game developer or anything. I don't know how hard things are, but I can't imagine it would be that difficult. But we'll see. I think my most anticipated features are the day-night cycle, just because, I don't know, it'd be fun to have a little bit of visual variety on the map, and then also passengers, because I'd really like to use the steam train to shuttle around passengers. That just appeals to me. Going 31. Yeah, we're good. And it looks like being outside is keeping the battery pretty well charged. That's good. This is this is really cool. Let's see, it looks like it's gonna be pretty twisty for a while. I was gonna go check our heat, but I definitely want to keep up on our speed signs. Going 30, we should be all right. So using a mod is one thing, having it in-game is a different thing. Day and night cycle will be a game changer. I hope devs keep adding stuff in the long run and keep the game going. Yeah, I 100% agree with everything you said. Having a mod is... Yeah, I agree. Having something in the game natively is always preferred. And like I said, I have read posts from the developers where they say they are adding that feature. So, and I believe them. So far, they've done a great job. The overhauled update alone for this game was incredible. It's a much better game than it was when it originally launched. So I definitely have high hopes for this game, and so far the devs have not disappointed. They've done a great job, especially for such a small team. I wonder what'll happen if I stand here through the tunnel, if there's headroom, or if I'll clip through, or if it'll push me off. I'm assuming I'll just clip through. I can still duck too. This is a really pretty section of the map. We must be going uphill significantly. Plenty of headroom. Ooh, or our engine shut down because I wasn't paying attention to the heat. Yep, that's exactly what happened. He warned me and everything, and I did not pay attention. I don't even have... Oh, I do have brake reservoir. So let's go ahead and stop. It's good to know it just coasts. Actually, we're going to want to leave that on. Let's let the heat fall just a little bit more. 2-player, co-op, multiplayer. Going to be crazy, especially for role-playing dudes. Yeah, definitely. Personally, I am not a multiplayer person, but any game that can add it, that makes it a value for others and, you know, gets more people playing is always good, obviously. So while I'm personally not, yeah, anyway. Yeah, I guess the main breaker just... A lot of firsts today. I've never had an engine shut down due to heat, but that wasn't that bad. All right, let's get back up to our station. I honestly didn't think we'd overheat at just 30. Oh, we uncoupled somehow. That's weird. It's very strange. Okay, good. Okay, so it was downhill. It popped us, but there's that issue with the train brake not being engaged. So there's how to fix that. But luckily, it was on a backslide, so it just came back to us. That would have been a little annoying. All right, we can get going again. And we'll just have to wait a few seconds for that brake pipe to depressurize since we have no gauge. Just have to guess. All right, get some throttle in, brake off, and there we go. I'm definitely not showing off the highest level of skill here, that's for sure, but we are learning a lot, so I guess there's something for that. 30. Horn. 50 at this junction, we're fine. The downhill here. We shouldn't have to worry too much. Ooh, the joystick was drifting a little bit. I almost fell off. All right. Let's back it off. See if we can get it equalized where we just got enough brake in to keep our speed steady. That looks pretty good. 2 ticks, whatever you'd call those. Oop, and now we're slowing down too much. I can see the food factory. And yeah, we're going to want to go all the way to the left. Sure we got everything. Looks good. Heat shouldn't be a problem. We have no throttle. Alright, I'm going to start slowing us down a little bit more. D2I. Left. And we just want to go left all the way up to the yard. And I'd rather be going about 20 through here. That'll do. Left again. Looks good. Slow down too much. Straight through should take us right to 2I. We want to go right and then left, actually. There we go. This should be D2I. We're going to do a bit of an end around after we drop this job off on the loading track, I think. Yeah, I know. Finally made it. But it's alright, I like to take it nice and slow. Really, it's kind of how I enjoy this game the most. I like to go slow. I like to figure out strange situations. I mean, obviously I could have just dumped that job and teleported somewhere and picked up another one, and you know, for people who do that, that's great, but I kind of like to take things as they come. Let's see what happens. Alright, we should be good there. Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and uncouple this. And I think the office is right over here. There it is. I don't think I'm quite there. Yep. Yeah, I got backwards there. Okay, this is actually going to be easier than I thought, but I forgot my train was backwards, so. My fault there. Not paying attention. These were the ones I needed. I forgot this used to be the back of my train. I got all reversed in my head there. That should do it. There we go. We still got the time bonus. How crazy is that? Wow. Huh. I did not think that was a possibility, honestly. Alright. Alright, well, let's keep going up to the goods factory, I believe. Yep. But we're going to get our locomotive on the right side of the train this time. Oh, you done a couple here. There we go. Oop. It's open. No, it's just a high friction section for some reason. Let's get to the turntable, move to the right, left, and that's already set up. Great. Come on, there we go. Oh, this turntable just has a ground texture underneath it instead of the kind of the void underneath it where the other ones have. There we go. Right. Might as well get going and burn as much fuel as we want. I'm gonna have to pay a ton of fees after this anyway. want to get really clever, we can go check the office to see if there's any other easy freight jobs. Just go into the goods factory. Oh, nope, didn't quite go far enough. That'll put us right into our remaining cars. We'll be facing the right direction. That should make a nice, easy run for the rest of the way into the goods factory. Leave the train brake off so that we don't have to wait. Get our map back out and our remote. Brake should be pressurized. Yeah, fee is definitely gonna be crazy, but you know, I mean, I'm definitely gonna hit my copay max, so you know, might as well go as far over that as possible, right? But I'm actually really pleased that we got the bonus for that last job. I did not think, what am I looking at that for, that we were going to be nearly in time. So even with the buying the remote, we still got a decent amount. We should have more than enough to cover fees. I know it's uphill coming out of here, so it's also really windy, so we want to not go faster than 30, I think. Still 50 limit though. Okay. Now. We'll just stick to 50. That's how that happens. Alright, should be okay. Don't think I lost anything yet. No, we're good. Maybe slowed a little too much. job and then completely forgot about it like 2 seconds after I said it. Oh well. This job's gone on longer than I anticipated already anyway, so I'll be content to just get the rest of this load to the goods factory and call it a day. Save the battery on the remote while we're not using it. Switch that, there we go. Actually, let's keep it under 30. Got all these flat cars. Yeah, look at that. Don't want that. Don't like to see the bouncing up and down. Once again, another issue that seems to be unique to the flat cars. Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty late. Yep, I'll be done as soon as we roll into the goods factory. So I'll try not to take too awful long. We should be through there. Yep. Let's get up a little bit more. Oh, that's a 6. Definitely one of the downsides of VR is the text is not easy to read until it gets pretty close. Now that's one of the reasons they've designed the signs the way they have, with it just being one number as big as possible, so that those of us with the headsets can read it a little easier. But even then, it's some numbers look similar, like that could have been a 6 or a 5, to my vision. Also, I'm still on the original Oculus model whereas the Rift S has higher resolution screens, which would be nice to have someday. But these work great, so I'm not in a hurry. I am from the United States. I live in the state of Ohio. How about you? 50 seems pretty good here. Nope. And we're coming up to the junction for the oil well, which has a 50 limit, so I'm going to slow down to 40, I think. It seems safest with flat cars to roll through the junctions at minus 10 kilometers. Yep, we're good there. From India, like afternoon or something. Yeah, it's I actually don't know what time it is right now. I started streaming at 2 p.m. so but that would make it almost 4 here. So yeah, afternoon. Nice. Anyway, greetings, and thanks for watching again. I really do appreciate it. It's fun to be able to chat with someone and not just talk aloud to myself the whole time. So yeah, thanks again. All right, through the junction, speed up a little. And we are going to have to probably switch this one. Nope, yeah, we're good to go. Stretch into the goods factory. In fact, I don't need the map anymore. Let's get out this. And we're going to D6I. Am I going to the wrong place? No, I'm still at the food factory. There we go. Wow. He's smart today. Not so much. So yeah, we're going to want to do that thing where we S around and then back into D6I, so, and we'll do all that with the remote while backing up. It's pretty nice. A little more. What other games do I stream? Right now I'm just streaming this. I sort of just started. You know, I've tried streaming just off and on over the years. Usually just playing games and not doing any commentary, but I realized recently that, you know, it's part of it, and I thought I got into it with this because I figured I could do a little bit of a tutorial, help out people that had a lot of questions on the Steam forums. I am looking for other games to add, just, I mean, because I do play a lot of stuff. I'm actually thinking about adding, getting out my X-Plane 11 setup, like my rudder pedals and all that. A program, an add-on for that called Air Hauler 2 just came out a couple months ago, and that adds like a career mode to the flight simulator. So I'm thinking of doing that one. Probably just once a week though, because that one's pretty intensive, and I mean that's a full-on simulator. So, do I have a YouTube channel? No, I don't actually. I've never set one up, and like I mentioned, I'm not really much of an online person. I'm honestly just kind of doing this because, you know, I'm playing a lot of games right now, and I figured I might as well share it. But I have been archiving my streams on my Twitch channel, so if you can watch my VODs through my Twitch channel if you're interested in that. basically just save all of my streams as a long highlight. And if I come up against some limit on Twitch, maybe I will set up a YouTube channel as kind of an archive for all of this. You're guessing I'm into simulation games. Yeah, a little bit. Honestly, I play a little bit of pretty much everything. Not everything, but a lot of types of games, and I go through different moods of what kind of games I like, but I always come back to simulation games. But at some point I'll probably move on to like space games, and then I'll move on to driving games, and or like an RPG or something like that if something interesting comes out. So I'm a bit eclectic when it comes to my game tastes, honestly. Just anything that looks interesting, really, I'll be willing to give a shot. Get back out. All right, and we're still paired. Yeah, let's slow down a little. Too much. There we go. And I already forgot again, of course, D6I. And I believe, yeah, we're coming in from the northeast, so we want to go right, 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 left. And we need to reverse, brake off, throttle up a little. I end up playing a lot of games just to kind of continue on there, but I haven't really felt the urge to stream many of them. I don't know, I'm a pretty introverted guy, and there's a lot of that. I don't know, I just feel kind of odd social pressure if I were to stream everything, and sometimes I just want to play a game without... Oops. No. Next one, please. There we go. That was already set. Even without having to worry about how I'm doing or anything, but I don't know, the more comfortable I get with this, maybe I'll just start putting up whatever. Like, I actually just started playing a game called Cloudpunk recently, which is almost a simulation game. You're basically a delivery driver in a voxel-built steampunk city. It's really pretty and pretty interesting, but I've just been sort of doing that when I have some spare time. Whereas with the stream, I feel like I really need to try and stick to a schedule. Really make it go, if I'm actually gonna make a go out of it, you know? So. Oops, no, I want to set my brakes because we're done. Power off. Let's go ahead and shut her down. Off, please. Am I into sim racing? I have been into and out of sim racing several times. I guess kind of the best way to explain my tastes is that I really like sim games, but I'm not a sim person. I've decided that the term is I'm an approximation gamer. I really like games that give you the feeling of simulating something without all of the having to actually learn essentially the real world skills behind something. So I did try more hardcore simulation games for a while. And even look at that, we took so long and we still only missed the time by 15 minutes. That's not too bad. So really the racers that I come back to are things like Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon, which I really love. But Motorsport, if I'm in a more like track simulation mood, um, Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 4, things like that are kind of simulation-esque but aren't full on simulations like iRacing would be or something like that, which I did try for a little bit. And I even have a decent steering wheel set up and everything, but I just, by the time I've played enough to start getting good at it, I get distracted by some new game that I want to try, and then I lose all my skills that I built. So yeah, I guess in answer to your question, kind of yes and no. I know that was a little bit vague. Sorry. But let's check out our fees while we're here and see what we got. I'm expecting this to be a little bit crazy. Yep. Wow. Yeah, it looks like we did $30 of damage to one of the cars. That's not too bad. Anyway, this is why when you've got your fees going, let's just see what all that breaks down to. That is nuts. Locomotive damage, resources for the new one, emissions, of course. Yeah, look at that. We completely, or I obviously completely destroyed that locomotive for $102,000. Crazy. Um, oh yeah, right. Okay, so that's like the body. That's the engine. 100% damage to the engine. That's not bad. Oops, I do not need to keep that. Throw it in the bin. Okay, well, let's see what our copay says, though. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so we still only have a $10,600 copay. So we are getting a really, yeah, you were absolutely right. It's a big fat one. But we only have to pay 10,000. So, I mean, that's pretty nice. And we should still have enough after this. The little song it plays. If we wanted to, we could get the manual service license, which I might do. I think I'll hold off for now, and I'll think about it, and then I'll make a decision on that before Monday, when I'll be back on at the same time on Monday. So I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. And JFK is AFK. Thank you again so much for hanging out with me. It's been a lot of fun. I've quite enjoyed it. So, and I hope to see you again soon. Oh yeah, before I go, you played Assetto Corsa Competizione on VR. Oh wow. Yeah, I tried Project Cars 2 in VR, and it was really fun, except I could never get um, my controller. I just wanted to use an Xbox controller. I could never really get that set up to where it felt great. And I've had Assetto Corsa Competizione on my wish list for a while. I just have yet to pick it up, but I may check that out here pretty soon, actually. Anyway, thanks again. Yeah, you have a nice night, and I'll see you again soon.